Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Eeks and Geeks.
Hi.
I'm Kerstin.
I'm Siberia.
I'm Lauren.
And I'm Pumpkin.
Hey.
See, I just wait to go last.
I think we kind of have a rhythm.
I kind of got scared there for a second.
It was close.
I saw Siberia talk, and then I saw Lauren go, and I was like, "Oh no!" It's like in slow motion. No. All right. So this week starts our foreign category, and I chose the 2000 cult classic Battle Royale. If you have not seen it or need a refresher, it is in the near future. The Japanese government captures a class of 9th grade students and forces them to kill each other under the Revolutionary Battle Royale Act. All right.
Your country.
Well, we've been gone for a minute. Kerstin was on a cruise.
I was on a cruise.
Kerstin was out in uncharted waters.
I was in the sea while all the submarine stuff was happening.
Unbeknownst to you.
Unbeknownst to me.
Was that boat? Were they talking about the submersible?
No.
On the boat?
Nobody had Wi-Fi.
Oh.
I mean,
yeah,
I
think you said like nobody knew what was even happening.
No, because I paid for the Wi-Fi, but it sucked. So I'm never paying for it again. So that's how I was able to text you guys and like hear about it. And I was like, oh.
You're like, there's something
towers out in the middle of the ocean. What's so hard about that?
What is so hard about that?
What's so hard about that?
Get on it.
Hello?
Biden, what are you doing?
Biden's America.
I guess it's like international waters, and I guess like the orcas are like together, but they're not together enough to put up cell phone towers.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
They'll get there though. Give them 5 years.
I believe in the orcas. I think
Yeah.
they'll do it.
Team orca all the way.
They're taking great strides.
Orca, like I saw pictures today of an orca jumping out of the water with 2 katanas, and I was like,
I support them. Our listeners who like don't know anything about any of this weird internet stuff, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck are y'all on
They're
about?"
like, wait, what's going on with
What?
orcas? And with katana?
like if you haven't heard about the orcas or the submersible, like where have you been?
This isn't the podcast for you.
You've been on a
Also, somebody had commented on one of our videos and was like, "Oh, so you guys gonna spoil it in the first 10 minutes?" Yes,
It's a review.
We're talking about the
You've
movie.
already watched the movie by the time you're listening to the
we
podcast.
have already
Kind of
watched
the whole
the movie.
point.
So, spoiler alert: we're gonna spoil the movie.
We're gonna talk about the whole movie in these episodes.
Hey, dumbass, we're going to talk about the movie.
Gonna talk
Hey,
about
and
it.
we would never call you a dumbass. We really appreciate your viewership,
Yeah,
and we hope that you
do.
stick around. Iberia.
It was an endearing dumbass. It was like endearing.
Dumbass.
Come on,
Friendly.
dumbass. Come on, dumbass.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I did that. Pumpkin was a guesty guest at a con.
Yeah.
I was at and speaking of being at a con, shout out to my friend Rue, because I didn't even know he was gonna be there, and I ran into him and he was like, by the way, I really like your podcast. Listen to like every episode. I was like, you
Oh my God.
You're like, no, don't.
I was like,
What's he talking about? I don't know what you mean.
Podcast.
monkey covering eyes emoji.
I'm shy.
Don't perceive me, but keep watching.
Keep watching, but don't talk to me about it. I can't talk
No.
about it.
Did Siberia and Lauren do anything fun?
I've just
Oh yeah,
been-
Lauren did do fun things. You were at
I've
the
been in
fun
my-
trail.
What'd you say, Siberia?
I just said I've been in my cave sewing.
Yes,
Oh,
you
yeah.
have.
I did have
Sewing
some
cave.
I'm very
pride
special.
events, though. I did do.
I know your looks were so great.
Thank you so much. And then I made that fucking long ass TikTok that took so long.
I'm in my Ren Fair era, so pretty much nobody's ever gonna see me again because
Oh,
the
okay.
Ren Fair.
Hell
bitch.
yeah.
I'm so jealous.
Goodbye.
No, but I've also been watching. I've watched a ton of movies since our last episode.
Really?
I
I haven't
Yeah.
watched any. What did
Yeah.
you watch?
Just two.
Epi told us that you had her watch Ritual.
Yeah, we did I had a bunch of people over for the Ren Fair, and we had a day that we just like chilled and did puzzles and watched horror movies all day. So we did, for me, it was all rewatches, but we did The Ritual, Get Out, The Perfection, The Mist, and 30 Days of Night.
Oh my god!
In
you
one
watched
day?
all that. Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, but
good.
nobody else had like seen any of them, so I was like, enjoy your perfectly curated fucking list of movies here.
Yeah.
I have terrible news to report that I tried watching the new Evil Dead movie that I was really, really excited about and had to turn it off. Couldn't do it.
I had a feeling you wouldn't like it.
Hated it. Literally couldn't get through it.
I thought it was very like meh, but I'm not one for like gore fests.
It was just so predictable. It was just like I couldn't do it.
I had a feeling you wouldn't like it. I think Sophia would like it though.
I know. I said the same thing. I was like,
I think I'm gonna watch it tomorrow while I'm doing things for her universe.
Are you doing things? Doing secret things.
But then I also watched a movie called Influencer that was on Shudder.
Yes, I want to see that. Was that good?
I feel bad because I was like having a little back night and I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch a movie. And I like to just put on like really shitty horror movies and like watch them by myself if I'm not watching with Joe. And I got like 30 or 40 minutes into it because it was called Influencer. And I was like, this looks like it's gonna be a dog shit movie. And I got like 40 minutes into it and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of good. And I looked up the Rotten Tomatoes and it has like an 80, 85 or something. And I was like, I'm accidentally watching kind of a good movie. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Pretty okay.
Just
it was like
tell Joe it was bad. And then he won't.
I was like, I'll watch it again with you, I swear. So that was like pretty good. And then we watched one called Jagged Mind that was on Hulu. And that was really good as well. So a couple recos for you.
Okay, well, we talked about our lives. Now let's get back into the movie.
Spoil it.
I'm gonna spoil the damn movie. I have a couple of trivia facts. I got these from IMDb. So the first one, many members of Japanese parliament tried to get this novel banned, but with no avail. And then when the film was released, they attempted to ban that also. But the efforts resulted in novel and film becoming one of the most successful things in Japan because people wanted to see what the fuss was all about. That's what happened.
That'll get them every time.
I know.
Yeah.
Ooh, we gotta ban this movie. Everyone's gonna go see it.
This is one of the top 10 highest grossing films in Japan.
Oh.
I think when I looked at it, it made like $3 million. Maybe
back in 2000, that was probably a lot of money.
Question mark?
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't seem like very much, but
back in 2000.
Japan has a lot less people than us.
That's true, yeah.
It said an American remake had been in development since early 2000s. Because he obtained the rights of it in 2006. After the release of The Hunger Games, Lee stated that the project had been canceled because audience would just see it as a copy of the games, mostly because they wouldn't know that Battle Royale came first. It's unfair, but that's reality. And I was like, oh.
Bombastic side eye to Suzanne Collins the whole time I was watching this.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like she just rewrote this, right?
And
I was the same story.
I will say I feel like the setup of Hunger Games is more like
developed, I would say.
Yeah, developed.
It's so funny reading. One of my favorite things about Letterboxd is reading reviews, and one of them was like, oh God, where was it? It was so funny. Oh yeah, Suzanne Collins. I'm gonna copy your homework, Battle Royale. Yeah, just change a few things so it's not obvious.
Literally though, I was like, I thought it was gonna be like kind of loosely based. But no. Like, oh no, she like really just rewrote this story.
Yeah.
With some twists, yeah.
There's a bunch, but there was one that I thought was interesting. Oh God, where is it?
I think Hunger Games was like a better critique of like capitalism and stuff though.
Yeah.
My biggest note about this movie is that I'm like, the Hunger Games did it so much better.
So actress that played Chiksa, she was in Kill Bill. She played Gogo Yubari, because Quentin Tarantino directed it, and this is like his favorite film. So he like snatched her.
I have never seen Kill Bill.
His favorite film.
I've seen it once. I wasn't a huge fan of it.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
Me neither.
Yeah, those are like the main ones. All the rest of them were just kind of like blah, blah, blah. Those are the ones that I was like, oh, that's interesting. All right, let's get into our final thoughts. I'm gonna go from, I have you guys like lined like this. So I'm just gonna start at the top and go to the bottom. Pumpkin, you were at the top.
Okay, so I just watched it. I didn't write down my thoughts. I thought it was really goofy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so, like, the editing is so goofy and funny, but like I really enjoyed watching it. It felt like it was made back in like the 80s. I don't know how this was 2000s. It felt old, but but
I was
like,
how could this have come out the same year as like
And-
Lord of the Rings?
yeah.
Like, this does not look like the same camera
I
technology.
don't know if Japan
And a
just
lot
had
of,
different
like-
technology than in America, or like
A lot of like the editing choices, like the sound effects and stuff put in. I was
Oh,
like,
the
what
effects.
year is it? But like I loved a lot of the kills. I just thought it was so like wacky and crazy and out there, and I was never bored at any part. I was just, every time I was like, oh my god, the whole movie. I wouldn't say the acting is really particularly good, but it is fun. Give it like a, I think I'm gonna give it like a 7, but like would definitely show it to other people because I'm like,
Yeah.
you gotta watch this. It's just
Wow.
so fun. I thought so.
Okay.
All right, next in line is Siberia.
I didn't really love this movie. I see, that's so funny because I was like listening to Pumpkin and I was like, okay. Because like I did find myself quite bored.
Really?
Like the middle-ish endish section. I was like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of slow-mo basketball flashbacks that we maybe could have cut out.
I
A
have
tremendous amount of
I have
irrelevant
some,
flashbacks.
Yeah, I have some thoughts.
But I will say, like, I will give it merit for it, like, not taking itself too seriously. And I don't think my viewing was aided by the fact that I was watching the dub, because the voice acting was like maybe some of the worst.
You watched the dub?
YouTube tricked me.
Oh, you had already paid for it?
Yes.
Oh.
Here we go. I wasn't gonna watch it with ads because it was already 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just, and I was watching it like this afternoon. And so I didn't have like the best time because I think it was mostly because of the dub. Because I could tell the bitches were like acting for their lives, but it was, like it literally was like an anime. It was just like so over. I felt like I was watching an episode of My Hero with the voices.
Yes.
So
what was the friend's name? Nobu? I was like, that is a
Nobu.
live action young Midoriya. Like his hair, and he's got like these big old eyes. I was like, that's him. That's what he would look like.
But like, for like the merits that it does have, I gave it like a 6.
Okay. Lauren.
Struggled with this one a little bit. I really did. It had me in like the first 30 to 40 minutes. I was like, okay, I'm in. I'm having a good time. You've hooked me. And then I just felt like the pacing fell the fuck apart. It just like, there's this whole middle section where I think they just had too many emotional slow beats where they were like,
yeah.
Because there's so many characters, so it was like we had to like get a little moment with like every other person.
That one
like,
couple that I was like, I don't know who you are. I'm so sorry for your loss, I guess.
Yeah, I really struggled with the pacing from like the middle on. And I was really disappointed because I feel like in a movie where you've got 40 guaranteed kills, there's so much room for like some fun, crazy, amazing kills. And at least 3/4 of the people died just from getting shot.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are there so many guns? I hated that there were so many guns. I thought that was like such a lame...
And
I don't know. It's funny to have like a pot lid be like someone's thing, but it's like, okay, but like 30 other kids got like a shotgun.
Yeah.
It's like too many guns in the game. So I struggled with that. Yeah, I was hoping for more exciting and different kills. I didn't like the teacher, like, love element of it.
That was weird.
We turned it off last night, and I was like, I'll finish this tomorrow. Because we still had like 30 minutes left, and I was like, I can't watch 30 more minutes of this movie right now. So I finished it this afternoon, and yeah, I just really struggled with the pacing and just how boring it got. But I can see the merits, again, like you said, like, the concept of it is really cool, but unfortunately the whole time all I can think is like how much better Hunger Games tackled the same premise. Yeah, I think I give it
like Suzanne Collins like ran with it.
Yeah, I think I give it a 4. I struggled with this one.
Kerstin.
My thoughts, I did not enjoy it as much as I did the first time I watched it. When I was in high school, I like loved this movie, and I feel like I was just stupid when I was in high school because I go back and watch a lot of things that I love, and I'm like, I would have loved this movie so much more if they cut out all those flashback scenes. Those flashback scenes are driving me insane. I was like, I don't care. I don't need to know that. I don't need to feel bad for Mitsuko. I want her just to be a murderous girl. Like,
yeah.
I don't need
her flashback.
That scene before all this starts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was one of my things is like, I feel like normally when you get flashbacks, they're typically like in the first half of the movie. Yeah. And there were so many in the second half. And it was like, I feel like the plot is too far progressed right now to be getting like little snippets of like this random girl's like childhood. It just feels very out of place and like drawn out.
Hers I didn't mind, but all of the basketball ones, I was like, I get it. They played basketball.
Yeah. It's like they're trying to make you feel bad for like every kid. And it's like, I can understand that they're all like kids that didn't do anything wrong. Lives. Yeah, it's like they were just like kids before this day. I don't need to like see them playing basketball to understand.
Yeah, it's like they wanted to humanize every single, like, you know, all in all, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. But because I still love this movie, I think a lot of it should be cut out. I love how goofy and anime it is. Like, my favorite is how people would die. Like, they'd have a wonderful, thoughtful conversation.
Just dramatically, their head just dramatically.
Yeah, there was one where she really like. Yeah, I was like, "Go off, queen!"
Like, I think that's what I love about like Japanese media in general, because they all do it so anime-like, especially in this. So that I like that aspect of it. The only thing I do wish was just the pacing, and I wish they didn't like take so much time with all these characters, because I'm just like, oh, I was writing this out and I'm like, I'm gonna miss something because there's just so much that happens. And but like you said before, this could have been like a TV show.
Yeah.
Like,
Or if they had cut a solid 30 out of this, if they had like kept it more concentrated, tried less to focus on everyone's story, it could have easily been like a 7.5 for me.
Yeah, just give us our main characters, like our top 3.
Yeah, and give us some crazy kills.
Yeah.
But even then, I felt like our top 3, I thought they were fine, but there were other characters I liked more.
So much better.
I was like, could we follow what they're up to? Because they're way more interesting.
The main boy annoyed the fuck out of me.
Yeah, Nanahara.
Yeah.
The main girl or the main boy?
Nanahara.
Oh,
Nanahara, the boy.
He was fine, but he's just so. They made him so like white bread.
Yeah.
It's like very like, I'm nice, and you're like, okay.
I was like, I'd rather run off with Kadawala.
Yeah.
I loved Murder Boy, who was just fucking crazy. He didn't say a damn word.
Did he have a single line?
He didn't say a damn thing. He just started like, and left. And I was like, I love him. You're my favorite.
Kiriyama and Mitsuko, I loved them because they're just like bloodthirsty.
Yeah, his Bakugo ass hair off his head.
There were so many points in this movie where someone would have like a hair, and I'd be like, that's why anime hair is drawn the way that it is. It's like people have that exact hair. Like there was a part where one of the girls' hair was all wet, and the way it was like falling in little spikes, and I was like, that's anime hair. That's what it looks like. But something that really bothered me, amongst other things, but the fact that there was like such an emphasis on the danger zones, and like everyone's got to like you've got a map.
We didn't see anybody get caught in one.
Nothing happened in a single danger zone. Because I was like, oh, that's where Susan Collins got like the clock, and
Yeah,
it was like,
that's what I thought too.
And then it was like that was never relevant.
Yeah.
No one was ever in a danger zone. Nothing. We don't even know what happened in them to make
it made me think
a
of
dangerous
Fortnite.
zone. Yeah, I was like, what is that?
I honestly completely forgot about the danger zones like after, because they mark it at that one point and they move and then you never hear about it again.
Yeah, they make. I mean,
like,
they make a point about it like a few times. They're like, we're marking down. You gotta listen to the times, and it's like that was never relevant.
Yeah,
I guess they just use it as like a plot point to keep getting the characters to like run into each other. But I still would have liked to see at least like one person, like they didn't get out in time and they fucking explode.
Yeah, like what happens? What makes it a danger zone? We don't
I think
even know.
you explode, right?
Yeah, your neck
if
explodes.
you're just in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
your
could
throat
use
explodes.
that. Like someone narrowly, and then someone doesn't quite make it, and like, come on, give us some attention.
The best kill of the movie for me was like the first one with the knife in the head. That was so slick to me.
Oh, I loved Mitsuko's, where she's got like the freaking like sickle and she goes swing.
Yeah, that one. It's just a geyser of blood. I was like, damn.
Or Kiriyama like throws the head with the.
That's
like,
I was gonna say
that
was iconic. The grenade
when he's
in
like,
the mouth.
when he's like on the top and he like has his katana and he jumps down.
Yeah,
Kiriyama's so dope. I fucking love Kiriyama.
Should we just get into it so we can talk about
Let's
it?
get into it.
Yeah, let's get into the plot.
The plot.
Alrighty, chapter 1. The movie starts with viewers seeing a bunch of reporters surrounding a military vehicle. When then a young girl is smiling, covered in blood. The reporters yell, "The winner is a girl." The next scene goes to introducing one of our main characters, Shuya Nanahara, a charismatic young boy. After his mother abandons him and his father commits suicide, he becomes disillusioned with life. The rest of his classmates are similarly disillusioned and have little respect for authority. Shuya's best friend Nobu attacks their teacher Kitano, but runs away before he can be identified. Noriko, a sweet, reserved young girl who happens to witness the incident, hides the knife that Nobu attacked Kitano with. Kitano, frustrated, resigns. Discuss.
I was confused. So at the beginning, we get that scene where it's like all the reporters and they're like the girl won.
Yeah.
So it's made to seem like it's like a thing that everyone knows about. Yeah. But then when this class is taken, we have no idea what's going on.
That was like that happens at the end. So the whole time I was waiting for a girl to win this game because I thought that was like a foreshadow or like a flashback or something.
Yeah.
So I was really confused. I was like, oh, this just like has been a thing they're doing. Yeah. Then why did these school kids not?
Yeah, because those two kids that they put in, they're like their previous winners or whatever. So it's like, okay, but then if nobody knows about it, then I don't understand the point. Like, I don't know why they're running it if nobody knows that it's happening.
Yeah, I didn't understand the setup of like what societal issue is being fixed with this.
Yeah, I didn't either. It was like, if nobody knows,
they're like, kids are being disobedient. And I was like, so we're going to have them kill each other?
But if they don't know that it's coming, then they can't be good kids.
When in the beginning they talk about how like there's like bad unemployment rate, like everything's falling apart, kids are being so they think that it's starting with the kids, so they think that if they can like fix the disobedient kids in the beginning, then it'll make a better Japanese society.
Well, they're gone, so
they're dead.
Exactly.
They can't really obey when they're not here.
You kill them, and the one surviving is the one that becomes a model citizen of Japan.
But with the way that girl was acting in the back of that thing, I want to see her movie. I want to see,
right? You want to see her ballads and songs.
Oh yeah, the creepy little girl, like it's just clutching her like teddy
funny
bear.
like slashing sound effects as it like zooms in on her creepy face. It was so
she was
goofy.
giving smile.
That's like the one scene. Every time I think about Battle Royale, that's the one thing that always sticks out in my mind is the image of that girl just like.
Question.
Yes.
Why did Dad take his pants off to hang himself?
I thought the same thing.
Exactly.
I was like, where are his pants off? Because we kept flashing back to it, and every time I was like, why are his pants off?
I think we got that flashback cutscene
so many times.
I was like, okay.
I get it, Shuya. Your dad killed himself.
I get it. Yeah, please.
Easy cut right there. Just
So
cut
many-
every time they flash
so
back
many
to
cuts.
it. Yeah.
Like one flashback to show that he's got trauma, cool. And
yeah,
then
we'll remember. We
remember
can
that.
remember in the hour and a half. Like
Yeah,
I
like
know
that.
they play basketball.
Yeah.
I got it. We don't
they
have to
are
go back to that.
athletes.
My head is in the game.
Wildcats, okay. I love wait, where did we end? Oh, we just ended at the teacher quitting, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, sorry.
Stabbed in the ass and then quitting.
Yeah, when he gets stabbed in the back and then runs off.
Which
Lots of
like
people got stabbed in the ass in this movie, actually.
And the
Just like
dick.
that was great.
That was a great kill.
but yeah, it would I wish like the setup made more sense.
Yeah.
Agree.
They're like, okay, we have this societal problem, and you're like,
Mhm.
okay, and they're like, and we're gonna have kids kill each other, and you're like, how does
Oh,
that?
okay, great. That's what I was thinking.
But it really wasn't until like we realized that the kids don't even know what's happening. That is like, wait,
How
this
is
the
this?
first one? But it's like we know it's not the first one.
Yeah.
Which is what makes Hunger Games, I think, better.
Yeah, it's like
Mhm.
if you know that like there's this thing that happens every year, that's like what keeps people in line is the
Yeah.
fear of being in the thing. But it's like if no one knows that it,
Like,
but
of
it's like
course,
how did all the
I don't think I'm gonna die.
how did all the reporters know about it? And if reporters know about it, how does not everyone know about it?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing because they do act so confused when they get kidnapped, and it's
Yeah.
Like, you've never heard of this before?
Yeah, like
And
they're
also-
explaining like the law to them.
Why would somebody who already won have to do it again? Didn't
they
you
said they
get?
volunteered?
Ask Suzanne Collins.
I
no,
thought
no one
Bakugo
volunteered.
hair one
Yeah, he
asked to do
volunteered.
it, but headband was he
Not
like?
band.
I called him Headband the whole time. I couldn't remember his name. Okay, his name's Headband because he wears a headband.
His name's Kawada.
But we find that out in like the last 20 minutes of the movie. So at that point, my brain had already called him a Headband.
Yeah.
But like yeah, he already won, so you already got your good model citizen that we did this for, right?
It said he got held back. The government held him back to make him do it again. So I guess like they
want him to kill more kids.
Yeah.
So not to skip forward, but if he knew how to undo the necklace from the beginning,
like, hey.
Well,
when we got to that twist, I was so confused.
No,
Yeah,
he had
I was
to.
like-
Well, I mean, he had to play along until the end. Like he can't. Like he had to find the right moment to reveal that because if you turn them off too early, then
yeah.
But it
The
like
whole
they never
plot.
came into. We never like heard them beep again because they
No.
never were in like danger zones or anything.
Necklaces seemed irrelevant.
Yeah, they
Other
were.
than sometimes they were like it's a listening device, but then they would just like keep talking about their
Yeah.
plans out loud. I was like, so
That
do
was
you care that
also-
it's a listening device.
I know.
or
I was
not?
like, y'all are saying your plan out loud right after.
They're like,
you
we're
just said
how
they
many
can
pipe
hear
bombs
us.
do we have? How many grenades? It's like cut the shit. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up.
all right, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah.
All right, chapter 2. The next year, as the students are nearing the end of their education, they embark on a class trip. However, the entire class is gassed and kidnapped and taken to an isolated, abandoned island. Once there, the students are shocked to find that they are inside an abandoned school and that Kitano, along with the government, is behind the entire operation. Kitano informs them that due to their juvenile delinquency, they have been selected as participants in Battle Royale, a game where the students have to kill each other until one is left. After 3 days, if a winner is not declared, everyone dies by way of explosive collars attached to each student's neck. Along with the students, there are also 2 transfer students that are participating in the battle, Kawada and Kiriyama. To prove he means business, Kitano throws a knife at one of the students and detonates Nobu's collar, killing them. One by one, each student is led away from the school, having been provided with survival packs and a random weapon. We follow Nanahara as he tells Mariko that he'll wait for her outside.
I loved the introduction of our 2 bad boy transfers.
I did too, because they look so like mischievous back there on either side, and you're like, oh.
And also, they were like, "Oh, we notified your parents," and like they were all just cool. They were all just awesome about
well, all
that.
the parents were like, "All right, yeah, they are
kill my kid."
basketball players." God damn. I loved the instructional video.
I did too.
God,
like,
she's so funny.
So funny.
Die, bitch. I was like, yeah, actually,
The collar will go boom.
She picks up the axe and goes,
She was so cute. I loved her.
Yeah, I liked the video. Oh yeah.
He was serving cunt in a world.
So true.
So true.
I think one of the first moments that I was like, we could maybe pick up the pacing. Was it when when they're like announcing every kid's name, and Joe went, are they gonna do like every kid? And then it just kept going. We were like, yeah, this is a long scene of them just rolling out every kid with the bag.
That was another one that I was like, okay, I could like maybe 1, 2, 3, and then send on a heart.
Yeah, and then get like a couple main characters.
Or just do cut screens, like introduce each person, like 2 seconds, and then keep it rolling. We don't need to see them grab the bag and
throw every time.
I think they were trying to give us like a sense of each person's personality, but I was like, I'm not going to remember all of them.
Yeah,
it's a lot of people.
They're little school people to me. Like
they're children.
I do like the way that Karawa and Kiriyama leave, because like Karawa leaves, and then when Kiriyama goes, he like comes back and throws his thing back, and he's like, "That's not my bag."
Yeah, does he like know the weapon?
I wonder if he could feel it was like a dumb weapon. He's like, I don't want that.
Yeah. I'm surprised they let him pick another bag, because they gave him another one. They're like,
they were scary. Even if I were one of those military guys, I'm like, okay, yeah, very good, buddy. Just don't hurt me.
Also, I feel like the teacher sort of fudging the rules a little bit by killing 2 students before they even like know what's going on.
Oh yeah, he says. Like, I mean, he says when he does it, he's like, "Oh, that's against the rules." Oh well.
Yeah. It's like they don't even know what's happening yet, and you've already killed 2 of them. That's kind of crazy.
I love how sassy these kids get, and they're like in a life or death situation, and they just keep antagonizing the adults. I was like, I would be on my best behavior.
Big guns.
Yeah. Like
all gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Nobu makes like a face at the teacher. Yeah. Like, eh. I was like, now's really not the time.
Yeah, that didn't pan out for him.
I did love Nobu though. I felt bad for him. Although I love like the memory of him above the basketball court just keeps reappearing.
With his curved hand waving.
Catching the basketball in reverse. Just obviously in reverse.
Yeah, how long was that scene? I was like, is that getting higher? Is that a higher bounce? What is this? So
it just like not so subtly catches it in reverse.
Fucking yeah, I hate the
Take care of her for me, Shuya. Okay. Like, I was laughing so hard this whole movie. Like, I really don't know how y'all were bored, because I was like in tears laughing because everything was so goofy and weird.
They had me in the first 40 minutes. I was like, this is great. I'm having a fun time.
Also, I love that one boy, the military guy, like throws in the bag and he like gestures to the class like this with it. And I was like, you don't know what's going on yet, buddy. Why are you so confident?
He's gonna win.
I love how anime a lot of the dialogue is. Like the flashback scene where they're like in the beds and he's like, do you have a crush on somebody?
Do you have a crush on anyone?
The whole movie they keep talking about who they have crushes on, and I was like, you're going to die.
It's very high school. Yeah, like all the crush talk is like, I think we're past this.
It's like more on high school Battle Royale.
It would be the last thing on my mind.
Yeah. Were they brothers or just friends?
I think they were just
That's
besties.
Always the question, isn't
They're
it?
just friends.
They were roommates.
So after like Nanaharu's like dad like killed himself, he was like in some kind of like foster type situation, and so
they were like
he,
brothers.
lived with him. Yeah.
Got it.
All right, move on to next chapter. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
All right, chapter 3. When Nanahara is exiting, he is approached by a girl with an arrow sticking out of her neck. I'm just going to preface when I'm reading this. I tried very hard to get as much as I could in a short amount of time. So if I miss something, I'm sorry.
A lot happens. I don't blame you.
Totally okay. We do not need to cover everything that happens.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of what happened.
It's all good.
Okay, so when Nanahara is exiting, he's approached by a girl with an arrow sticking out of her neck. Nanahara grabs Noriko and they make a run for her as the attacker drops his crossbow. Another student picks it up and fires at him when the attacker tries to aggressively retrieve it. The pair make it to the coast and look through their packs. Nanahara and Noriko both get terrible weapons, one being a pot lid and binoculars. Another scene shows a group of students have taken the transfer student Kiriyama by gunpoint. They accuse him of being in on it, and they say that they refuse to play the game, but he overpowers them and murders them all. From here, we can obviously see that Kiriyama is very dangerous. When the scene cuts to a couple who decide that they refuse to be a part of this game and throw themselves over the cliff.
I probably would, honestly.
Yeah, me.
I would want to do this so bad. Yeah, like I ain't surviving.
I don't want to do that.
Him getting a pot lid is so funny.
So funny.
Because like the concept of having like good and bad weapons. It's like a bad weapon would be like a pocket knife. Like, pot lid, binoculars, like
someone got like an AK-47. Like, I got a pot lid.
With apparently unlimited ammo. Why does everyone have so much ammunition? It's crazy.
I think my favorite part about this is all the times that somebody's got a gun. You could just shoot it.
Just shoot them.
They
just monologue.
Yeah, everyone's monologues
so then that person can bam.
And then they get the gun and then they monologue back to them and then someone kills them from the side.
Literally, like I was sitting here and every time someone would pull up a gun, I'd be like, and shoot it. And
just go ahead and do it. You don't need to talk about your childhood.
The circumstances require you to just shoot it.
Yeah. Like when they got Kiriyama like cornered like that, fucking kill him. Like you have him right there.
Yeah, it was like
shoot.
6 of them ganged up on him. I was like, now is your chance.
He probably wouldn't die anyways. You can tell that guy's like fucking unkillable.
Literally, even at the end with the teacher, it's like they both have a gun pointed at him and neither of them shoot him. It's
shooting.
Like, someone shoot the
Why do you have the guns? And they both reached for the gun.
The gun.
Yeah, I'm dumb. When that couple was gonna off themselves, but like I didn't realize that's what they were gonna do. So she's like, I don't want to play this, and throws her bag into the water. And I was like, you don't have to throw away your food and water. And
girl, that's gonna make it a lot
I was
harder.
like, oh yeah, you don't need that. Never mind.
Also, something that really bothered me in this section is when they're in the cave and he's cleaning her wound. Don't use the drinking water. Use the
ocean. The ocean is right there.
Water right there, and it has salt in it.
I thought the same thing. I was like, they're literally 2 steps from the beach.
Like, I think the ocean water would have more bacteria in it, though, right?
Yeah, but I like a party.
They've got
a party in my body. I can move on to the next one if you guys are ready.
Yeah.
There's so much that happens. Let's keep going.
There's so much that happens. I've got like 8 chapters. Chapter 4. We're on chapter 4, so we're halfway. Chapter 4. Next scene, we are introduced to character Next character, we are introduced to the character Mitsuko. She walks into a shack and finds another girl hiding. Mitsuko acts friendly and immediately turns on the girl, killing her with her sickle and takes her gear. 6 a.m. the next day, we find Nanahara and Noriko walking when they stumble upon a student who tries to attack them with an axe. Nanahara uses the pot lid to evade it. They both roll down the hill, and the attacker somehow gets the axe in his head. 2 students witness the attack, one in secret and runs off, and the other jumps out with a gun. Before he can attack, the other transfer student, Kawada, appears and shoots the attacker. After realizing that the pair do not pose a threat, Kawada lets them live. The next scene, we see Mitsuko return to her camp, where another girl is waiting, holding her at gunpoint. She gets into an argument about Mitsuko killing her friend. This gives Mitsuko the opportunity to overpower her by tasing her, taking her gun, and killing her.
Mitsuko's my favorite character. I love her evil ass. I love her.
She was up to nothing but trouble.
Nothing.
When you first see her, she's got the flashlight under her face and she just smiles at the other girl. I was like, I love you.
The part where they show it just for like 2 seconds, she's like putting on makeup. I was like, oh, she's crazy.
Queen.
I was like, you gonna get glam? for this.
Yes, I love her.
You
for
gotta
like
look
in there,
slay
like-
when you're slaying.
Yeah, with her fucking
Period.
sickle.
Yeah, when the other girl's just like, oh, it's just you, Mitsuko, come on in. I was
Yeah.
like, girl, her ass is
Girl.
suspicious. I love
She's
that
like,
moment where
"Yeah,
they're both like,
it's just
ah, ha,
me."
ha, ha, ha. Anyway, taser her ass.
Then she was like, yeah, it's a taser, it's a dumb gun. And then she's like, you're not really. Somebody with a bad heart, this could really murder them. Just the way that she like toys with her before she murders her. And then like her sickle when she's like, you know what? I thought this was a dumb weapon. But
Yep.
That geyser of blood. I love it. It's
Yeah, she really got her
so goofy.
And I love how
Yeah.
the blood like isn't correctly colored.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
love it.
pink is
Yeah.
all hell. Also when that kid like stands up and he's got an axe in his head and Shuya's like, are you
He's like-
okay?
Like, okay. I don't think he
Talking.
is.
Daishobu? No, not fucking
Daishobu?
Daishobu right now, okay? He's got an axe in his head.
He's like, yeah, I'm fine.
And
And
then
then falls over.
Nanahara is like, did I do that? And I'm like, yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
Or
we
not.
did.
Oh man.
What else happened here? They went down the hill. Oh yeah, this is where you get Katawa. And I'm like,
Is this
I was-
when the girls are screaming on the hill?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes. I didn't write that in
Yes.
here, but yes, this is that part.
I
And
thought
then
they
our-
were setting up a
Comes up and
trick.
machine guns the fuck out of them.
They were
No.
so stupid.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's a trap for sure. Like
Yeah.
they're trying to get people to them, and they're like going to do some killing, but
But they
were just
weren't. They
really
were
dumb,
just
I guess.
stupid.
They were just,
They were just
dumb
stupid.
and loud.
Yeah.
And then,
And then
Carrie-
they start talking about crushes. I was like, girl,
Girls.
Oh yeah, because he was like, "Oh, is that you, Nanahara?" We had a
Yeah.
everybody has a crush on Nanahara, and
Yeah.
I do not
Yeah.
get it. That haircut is so awful.
when he's got the bandage on later, and his
Cute.
hair's all like,
He's a little hobbit.
he's so cute.
her was cute. Y'all
my
be
type
that
was
was
my
cute.
type is the 2 transfer students.
Same.
That fucking crazy ass one with the exploded hair.
Yeah,
He
but-
was-
both of them.
I don't know
Kiriyama
how
and
old the
Kawada.
actors are. I'm not gonna be weird, but like
No, they were
that
born.
trope of character.
They were
I
born
love.
they were born in the 80s. We're safe.
Well, I don't know. Oh, okay.
How
So they
old
were like,
were.
they might have been teenagers
20?
during filming then. That's weird.
Yeah.
But they're not now.
No, it's, I'm not gonna, mm.
Well,
yeah,
I got
anyway.
falling for your tricks.
He shows up, those it's 2 girls and he unleashes like 50 fucking bullets. And I was like,
Yeah.
bro.
That's what I was
They're
like.
dead.
Does he just
Ammo.
have
They're dead.
unlimited?
Yeah, he just has unlimited bullets. I was
He-
like,
never ran out.
okay.
Every time he just like mows people down, I'm like, huh?
A
A little
simple
pop,
1-2 would have
Yeah,
done it.
like you
I
don't
know,
need
he's
to
just
waste
like,
50 bullets for everyone. And then somehow every time he would do that, though, people would be like getting up and
know.
stuff. It's like they just got shot 50 times.
That
and somehow
was so
everyone can
weird.
Still,
You
like,
got
function.
shot like once with a pistol and you were like done for. But
Yeah.
then he shows up and shoots you
Oh.
like 30 times and you're still like stumbling around.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's like no.
Don't talk to me about the teacher at the end.
Oh yeah, what was that
How?
about?
How? We'll get there, but how?
Unknown.
Sorry for spoilers.
Sorry, spoilers.
Yeah, they shoot the teacher. Okay.
They shoot him a bunch of times.
Yeah, like a bunch of times. It's really weird.
A lot of times. I think he makes a phone call.
Yeah, who? What? Anyway,
There.
we'll get there.
Oh, we'll get there. All right. Next chapter, chapter 5. Noriko becomes sick and Nanahara tries to carry her to a nearby area to treat her. They once again run into Katawa. Kawada lets them in and patches up Noriko, saving her. Next scene shows the 3 tech kids. They manage to find a bunch of technology on the island as they are trying to see if they can figure out a way to remove the collar. While doing so, they figure out that the collars contain a microphone. The next scene, we are introduced to Chichigsa, out for a run. She's approached by another student who is trying to get in her pants. After she tells him no, he threatens to force himself on her while holding her at gunpoint with a crossbow. After accidentally firing the crossbow, it grazes her cheek. She retaliates by chasing him down and stabbing him in the dick.
I love Chigusa. She's
Hell
great.
yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
I
And
liked
but
this scene, but it was around this point where I was like,
I
it was like
like
when
her
he's like
stabbing
healing
him.
her in the house. was like, this is where it's starting to lose me.
The stabbing in the dick was great. Also, where did they get so much fucking food from?
Yeah, they did get a lot of food.
Like, they were like, come have the spaghetti. I was like, spaghetti?
Why does Chicksa have only half of her hair in the ponytail?
It's for fun.
That drove me nuts. It was like the whole side of her head, all of the hair was out, and then like just a little bit in the back was in a ponytail. I was
half
like,
up, half down.
that's not what they mean by half up, half down.
Also, why are you out for a run in the middle of like
Hello?
middle of
training? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, because
Like,
the other guy shows
when
up
the
and he's
guy-
like, you're oh sorry.
No, I just thought when the guy showed up on the bicycle and she was running, I was like, this is obviously a flashback, right?
I thought so too. It was, and then that guy was gone. I was like, wait, where did he go?
Well, that part was a flashback.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And then it cuts to her in like present day.
Yeah, when she like turns off
Yeah.
another trail and realizes he's not behind her, she like touches the collar on her neck and she's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was just remembering the boy that she liked.
Okay.
Well, they should make that clear.
And then that
It was clear to us.
yeah, it was clear.
Well,
But yeah, her stabbing that dude in the dick was so
amazing.
funny. I love that.
Yeah.
And then
Like,
Mitsuko just showed up and was like,
I know. And then we get the whole scene of her like dying in that guy's arms when she's like, do you love somebody? Yes. It's not me. No. Just like, I don't care about
there were
your
so
love
many
stories.
like little couple moments where it's like, I don't know either of your names, and you're both having like this.
The
like,
way she
I always
died was
liked you,
really
you've always
funny
been so
though.
cute, and then
You'll stay with me, right?
That needs to
Just out.
That should
Dead.
be our that should be our like photo of us just all like that was honestly my favorite part. Every time somebody died and like have this like profound like monologue. So I say it's so anime. Everything about
Also,
this movie is so anime.
what was with the it wasn't all the time, just every once in a while it'd be like a black screen with like text, and I was like,
oh, very strange.
and
is
I'd be
this
like, why?
what that character was thinking?
It's like a silent
like-
movie.
Yeah, it was just so it didn't even happen often enough to make it like a running theme. It only happened like 4 times. So
yeah,
I was like
very sporadic.
Yeah, I know it happened like
What's
when
that?
Mitsuko died later. Like
Yeah,
it
I was
showed
like,
up with her, yeah.
what is this? What's the text?
Unclear.
Unclear. But it's just so like goofy. I loved it.
It's so goofy.
I don't know if I loved it.
I loved it. Well, I didn't love it. I liked it.
I loved any character just being so ridiculous. Just like not even a little bit trying to be realistic.
All right, ready for next chapter.
Nice guy.
All right, we are back with the trio, which is, if I say the trio, I mean Kawada, Nanahara, and Norika. Kawada explains that he was in the game 3 years before. It was down to him and his girlfriend, and she shot him in the gut, causing him to fight back and kill her. He also says that the government held him back in school so that he would be forced to join the games again. He tells the pair that he knows a way off the island, but will only tell them when the time is right. All of a sudden, Kiriyama is outside shooting at another student. He kills the student with a katana by cutting off his head. He puts a grenade in the head and tosses it in the building where the trio are. Nanahara decides to draw him away by jumping out the window and having him chase him. He takes a couple of shots before jumping into the ocean nearby. He is saved by a friend moments later and is taken to a nearby lighthouse where a bunch of female classmates have taken refuge. One of the girls in the lighthouse is one of the ones that witnessed Nanahara battle the guy with the axe and assumed that he killed the student. She secretly dumps poison into the bowl that is meant for Nanahara, but another girl ends up eating it and falls over dead. After moments of the girls all accusing each other, a shootout happens and all the girls die except for the girl who started it all. Nanahara runs down to see what happened as she runs upstairs. Nanahara then follows her upstairs to find that she has jumped from the lighthouse, killing herself.
This whole section was so fun. I loved every minute. That like one transfer student just shooting up the fucking place and it's just playing like whimsical ass music. I loved it. It was so fun.
Section was like the worst for me.
I love this section.
I hate it.
Great. This is one of my favorites.
And the decapitated head with the grenade. It was so ridiculous. I love it. And then the slow-mo jump out of the window as an explosion is behind it, like some Michael Bay-ass movie.
The spaghetti poison scene was so bonkers and over the top. It was just
spaghetti, it's soup.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Literally, like, the chaos that erupts in that scene was just like,
no,
what?
they are so dramatic.
God,
they keep like throwing themselves from the table and then throwing themselves to the counter.
Yeah.
No, we don't have time for this.
Yeah, screaming, everyone's shooting each other. Okay, we didn't address it in the last scene, but the storyline of those three boys that are like, for some reason, have computers and like,
oh yeah,
what were they trying to make with like the fertilizer?
They're making the grenades and the pipe bombs,
but they never like did anything.
No, they had a plan to like push it, like, because they cut off so that they wouldn't know what was going on, and they were gonna push it into the building and explode it, like where they're all at. Yeah.
And then our
it felt very
boy
pointless because nothing happened. So I was like, what were they doing? Why would they be put somewhere that like there are computers available? If you put computers on this island, you deserve to have your whole fucking system hacked.
That was another
12-year-old.
That was another thing. That's why
move out of the island. Like they were just like, we got everyone off. Like it's like usually inhabited island, but now it is uninhabited.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same. I mean, that's why I said with somehow finding a bunch of technology when I was describing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, someone's computer's here, it's fine.
Yeah, we need sulfur, just naming off things.
I understood the whole like making a bomb thing, but them just like finding a computer and a generator and they're like, I'm in. I was
I'm in.
I'm in.
Not I'm in.
How?
And then
hacking doesn't work like that.
And then their whole thing was like, he figured out that there's a microphone in it, so they do like the typing things that they don't know. But then it's like that was the only scene where that mattered.
Then they just freely talk about it later.
Okay, yeah, so you got the stuff for the bombs that we're gonna roll into the building after we hack into their mainframe. It's like, okay, so much for caring about the microphone.
Well, there is a part where he covers something. Like when he talks, sometimes you'll see him like cover something. So maybe he's covering it when he talks about it.
He does keep like stuffing tissue.
Okay, yeah, he keeps like grabbing it
right now, but I'm actually still talking at this very moment.
What did you say? Lauren, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you. What'd you say?
Your microphone.
You'll never know.
It sounds like you're underwater.
I could say anything right now.
It really does sound like you're underwater.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, are you in the submersible? Get out.
Get out. Save her.
Oh, but before, I can never remember the other transfer student's name. Before he throws the head with the grenade in it, he like slams his bloody hand on the glass and goes,
Kiriyama.
I love it.
The glass.
Kiriyama's just like
it's just so he just did it for the drama.
He's fucking like, crazy. He has no lines. He's just
when they said later that he voluntarily signed up to do it, I was like, is he okay?
Crazy.
Crazy girl.
Crazy girl.
And then that whole fucking lighthouse scene. And then when that last girl's like, you had nothing to do with this, right? And she was like,
No.
No, wasn't me.
I never saw nothing.
Any serious scene in this movie had like the fakest fucking laugh, and it immedately took me out of it. Anytime they're having some heart to heart, and somebody would try to do like that sarcastic laugh, they're like, ha, ha, ha. Well, you know, and I was like, I can't. Now I'm not sad. I can't take this seriously. What was that laugh?
It's so anime.
Yeah, I just wish this was an anime series. It would be so much better.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It'd be so much better if it just was animated and shorter or longer, depending on which route you want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little like OVA series would be good. Like a little anime, like 3-parter.
Oh my god, this is like a anime series?
Yeah.
Like a little horror thriller type of
like great.
Yeah.
Because like that's also the thing, is like I was never scared this whole movie.
No.
I was never scared, but I had the little bit of gore we got was good. But the deaths,
I love the gore.
Kills. Yeah. The kills could have been a little bit more fun. We only got a couple of good ones.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like you have to use so many people
40.
kill off. Like, you
I
can
would
do
have
so
liked-
much with that.
I would have liked to see our bad boy like chop that guy's head off and
Yeah.
put the grenade in his mouth.
Yeah.
Like, show me how fucking
Like,
crazy
shove
this
the
guy
grenade in
is.
and then chop his head off.
Yeah, like let me see more of like
Well, I think
how
I think the head cut off would have been fun to see, but I think the shock of like the grenade in the head was fun
That's
to
true.
watch. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're like, well,
Like, even the fact that we saw like repeated suicides is like,
Yeah.
okay, then just cut out like the couple that commit suicide. If you're gonna have
Yeah.
the girl on the lighthouse commit suicide later, it's like that could be two different
Yeah.
kills.
I think it was just because we started off with such a large number of contestants, we needed to kind of
Yeah.
dwindle them down pretty
Yeah.
fast. But we
Yeah.
could have had more interesting ways that we could have had that couple like explode because they didn't get out of the danger zone fast enough.
Yeah.
I would have loved. Yeah, I would have loved to see some explosions in danger zones.
Like,
Yeah.
I bet if we counted, I bet like 30 out of the 40 kids die from getting shot. Like,
Yeah.
it's, like,
Yeah.
almost all of
And it
them.
probably came from Kiriyama.
Yeah.
I would have loved like a chainsaw, like just
Yep.
some more like interesting kind of funny weapons, and maybe only our bad boy had like the AK-47.
Yeah, like if there's
Yeah.
one gun on the island, I think that's fine. But it's like almost half of the
Yeah.
kids got a gun. It's
Yeah.
like that's not
He just
really.
has like a bunch of bees.
Bees.
Yeah, he just opens his backpack and it's just like a bunch of bees.
I love how he pulls out
Then-
nunchucks and he's like, no.
No,
Drop
them.
like,
Fuck
he
that.
I was like, I can't believe he's tossing the nunchucks. And Joe was like, I wouldn't take the nunchucks. I was like,
He has
the
guns.
nunchucks can't hurt to have. If
Yeah.
you run out of ammunition, which never
Yeah.
happened.
Also, he grabbed like what 3 or 4 grenades off the ground. I think we only saw him use one.
Now,
Yeah.
where's all the good kills?
Use the other grenades. Grenades are fun.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I love grenades.
go blowy blowy.
You already remind me of Bakugo with your awful hair. Like more explosions, please.
What, you guys ready?
That's right.
All right, chapter 6. Noriko is running in the forest trying to search for Nanahara when she comes across Mitsuko. Before Mitsuko can kill Noriko, Kitano, the teacher, appears out of nowhere, causing Mitsuko to be startled and runs off into the forest. Nanahara shows up and passes out at Noriko's feet. Kitano hands Noriko the umbrella he was carrying and walks off. We then see the next scene where Mitsuko kills another student, and we are greeting with a flashback to when she first killed someone as a child. As a child, her mother paid a man so that he could SA her. She pushes him down the stairs before anything bad could happen and instantly kills him. We go back to present day, and Mitsuko is killed by Kiriyama.
That scene where the guy is paid to like that whole scene with the doll is just like so
It's so
Gross.
gross.
I was so scared we were gonna see something. So when we just saw his ass fall down those stairs, I was like, yes,
I was like,
bitch.
bye. Bye.
I was like, oh, I don't remember this. Oh, I don't remember this. And I was like, okay, this doesn't happen.
See, I kind of liked this little flashback because it was like pretty short. It was real quick, and I feel like
Yeah.
it just gave us it gave us like a little bit of like a backstory and why Mitsuko's so like ruthless and just
Yeah.
how much shit she's been through and she's not gonna put up with it. It just sucks that it was like right before she dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it would have been so much more beneficial if it was in the first half of the movie to like give
Yeah.
us context to why she's like that.
Yeah, because then she's immediately mowed down by Kiriyama.
My first note in this section, I said, I love those dreams when I'm eating creamsicles on the bank of the river with my teacher.
That-
With my
That
sexy teacher.
specifically that flashback, I was like, what?
What
the
is
fuck
happening?
is this?
I-
And then
that
it
is-
just went away and I was like, what?
That
That
is-
happened?
That is
Whose
one
flashback is
yeah,
this?
that is one flashback in story. Well, she says she has a dream, and apparently,
Oh.
like her and Kitano both have that same dream or whatever. And I'm like, you could
Well,
cut,
don't
you
say
could,
enough.
you could cut that out of this movie. We don't need
It
it.
made me want a creamsicle though.
They did look good.
I love creamsicles.
Is Kawada the is that headband?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like his motives are so unclear. Like, obviously in hindsight, I know what he does at the end, but I feel like for the majority of the movie, he's like doing nice things for them, but it's like not explained why he's doing anything. So it's like, why
are you
is
helping
he doing
them?
any of this? Yeah, it's like he never even gives like kind of an explanation, like, oh well, I can use you guys to help me, and or like we can all further. It's like it's just never explained why he is like helping them, and so I think that was very strange.
Yeah, there's one point where Nanahara is like, why are you helping us? And Headband just goes, well, my dad was a doctor. And I was like,
okay.
Doesn't really answer the
doesn't
question.
Really make sense.
But
then later he says his dad was a
fisherman. That's why he knows how to steer a boat.
I was didn't like, even catch that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think he has like 3 different things that he says that his dad was, and it's like, is this just the writers not remembering, or
I think
it's just a compulsive liar.
I think Katawa being kind of a mystery is fine with me, because like I probably wouldn't, like, if I had this plan, I don't know if I would tell it to anybody, because I don't know if anybody would believe me.
Well, I think that he should like tell them his plan, but he just has like no explanation. Because like as the audience, we also don't know why he's doing it, so it just seems like, well, why the fuck would he like not be killing them?
Yeah,
so it's like we at least need to like have some impression, whether it's a lie or not, as to like why he's helping them.
At least like I've won this before. Just trust me. Just go.
Right? Yeah, something
to be like, oh, we've got a plan, but like he can't say anything because they're listening. You know, just like a little.
He says, he says earlier, he says, I know way off this island, but I'll tell you when the time comes. Like he says it earlier.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. Because then Nanahara's at the lighthouse, and he's like, oh, I met the one that transfers to it. He knows a ways off this island. Like he tells that girl in the lighthouse.
That's true. This was an area, I was like, wait, a girl wins this, right? But that girl at the beginning didn't look like Nakagawa. So I was like, I kept thinking that was like foreshadowing. And that girl from the beginning of the movie is who wins this. So I was like, when does that girl come in? I don't remember seeing her. And then the movie ended, and I was like, oh, she wasn't. Okay, so that was just something before.
Yeah, she was just the earlier winner.
So I was so confused. I was like, why did they even like zoom in on her face then? She wasn't important.
Why was she so mysterious and creepy? Like,
why would she smile over here?
Because she just murdered a bunch of people.
Because I wanted her. I really wanted to know her story.
Did the teacher like have a thing for Nakagawa, or like what was?
I don't know. I couldn't understand.
He just like came out there in mid school, was like, oh fuck, and ran off, and he was like, here's an umbrella, goodbye. And I was like,
don't catch a cold.
Well, I mean, he obviously is like in love with her, but it's just
it's so creepy.
Another one where it's just like, what the fuck was that? Why did he just come into the forest and give her an umbrella?
Yeah, like, is he allowed to intervene like that? And also,
apparently,
why is like he doesn't even have a gun or anything? Why is Mitsuko not just like shoot him too?
Yeah, I thought that too. I'm like, just like bam.
Yeah, I would have been like bam bam. Like I don't. He just like showed up and gave her an umbrella, and I was like, what's happening?
Yeah, very, very strange.
Hello.
All right, you ready for next chapter?
Let's go.
I got 2 more chapters. All right, this one. Next scene is with the tech boys. This is successfully hack into the military systems and disable them, as well as creating a truckload of bombs. As they load the bombs onto the truck, they are ambushed by Kiriyama. Before one of them dies, he sets off the truck, blowing up the area. Kiriyama makes it out alive and is blinded. The trio show up while this is happening, and Kiriyama and Kawada have a fight. Kawada ends up killing Kiriyama, but not before taking a few gunshots as well.
Another thing, I put it in my notes, I forgot to say it. It was technically the last section, but like right before this.
Yeah.
When she's like on the ground with the umbrella, whatever, they like pan back and Kiriyama's just like standing there staring at them, and I was like, oh fuck. And then like nothing happens, and now he's like attacking these guys, and I was like, why was he just like standing there looking at them?
Hey.
Yeah, I was like, I thought he was gonna like there was gonna be a scuffle between them or whatever.
Main character syndrome. They can't die.
I was like, why is he just I guess he was like, oh, they're like having an emotional moment or whatever. That's not fun to kill them. I'm gonna go find somebody else to kill. So weird.
He's heartless, but he's not a monster.
Sure.
I guess. He is a lot of fun though. I love him.
I do love Kiriyama.
He and Mitsuko are my favorite characters.
Yeah, there's
It's
like
kind of like Todoroki and Bakugo a little bit.
Like Psycho. We gotta stop comparing this to anime.
This
We're being
is an
those
anime.
people.
Stop
This-
making it feel like an anime.
This is an anime. I just watched an anime.
As soon as people don't have spiky little anime hair, I'll stop calling it.
When they start dying all dramatically.
Oh yeah, I felt bad, but that whole like that he like runs into a warehouse or whatever, and that chick is up there and she shoots him and he's like, I love you. And she's like, but you never told. I was like, who are you?
What is
Who are
Shut
you
the
people?
fuck up
I
about your
literally-
stupid crushes.
I literally was like, I don't know who these people are.
I don't know who you two are. I don't
I-
care.
I'm pretty sure that guy is the one that like was with Jigsaw when she died. He also like saved Anahara.
Is that
but
the
I
same
never-
guy?
Yeah, I think it's the same guy, but I've never seen that girl in my life.
She was just like up there
Yeah.
knocking over cans, being loud as hell.
I just love how she was like, but you
And he
never
was-
even spoke to me.
Yeah, that was also, I was like, buddy, how you gonna tell her I was in love with you and you've never spoken to her? Like, let's slow our roll here for a second.
Let's take a whole break.
Yeah, y'all
Yeah.
are like 15. I don't think you know about love yet. Let's calm
Yeah,
down.
calm down, ninth graders.
But that fight between Mitsuko and Kiriyama was really good.
Yeah,
I was really sad that Mitsuko died.
I did too. I thought Mitsuko was gonna,
I was hoping she would
wanted to
get
go
his
to-
ass.
if she killed Kiriyama, I had like, well, I mean, I've seen this, but like I had a feeling like when I first saw it that it was gonna come down to the two transfers killing each other just because it makes sense. They're like the two badasses. Well,
Sure.
Mitsuko was a badass, but you know what I mean. Like the
Yeah.
two like bad boys. Ooh.
The two random guys.
But Mitsuko was not going down. He kept shooting her. She kept getting back up. She was like,
Getting
I'm not fucking done. I was like, damn, girl, what are you made of?
It's just like when Kiriyama, like he takes like gunshots like that. There was a part when Nanahara was like
Did
shooting
he,
him, and
like-
he's like,
Did he steal the bulletproof vest
Yeah, where did
that
he
the
get
other
that?
guy was wearing?
"Oh, that would make sense." Okay,
But I was still
That
like, you're a
wolf
little too
guy.
confident because you still have like a whole fucking head that could be
Yeah.
shot.
and
You're a
then he
little
like,
too confident, buddy.
and then he like walks out of this blown up building, and you're just like, "Okay, he's alive." I did like
How?
the,
He's fine.
He
I
just
feel
like is crying mascara and his eyes are white. I was like, I don't think explosions do that, but
Yeah.
okay.
No.
I thought that was a cool reveal though. Like his head just like, his eyes are like, meh. It would have been cool if they
It was
were
very
like,
28
blown
days
out.
later.
And he's just like shooting wildly.
Oh, just where is the ammo coming from?
Where is it coming from?
Because
Where
like,
is
could we
the
at
ammo?
least have like one of those like belts of bullets or whatever? Like that would make more sense and be cool. But like, he
Yeah.
just has that much ammo
Just
somehow.
how many
It's stuffed
bullets
up
can
his
that gun
ass.
shoot?
Yeah, that's
guess
that's
that
how
would
he's
make
getting
sense.
it.
I love when you see him come up over the fiery hill. It's got that dramatic like bum, bum music.
He's-
I was like,
He's in
What
the,
is-
this is
Okay.
another scene
is
that
this
I was like,
Thanos? Like, calm down.
this is another scene like this is anime because he comes out and then he like drops his head back and then he turns. It's just all of his movements are so like
They're
Villain
so
anime.
dramatic and
yeah.
yeah. I was sad when he died too.
I was too. Glad it was like at the end, like he was the final boss.
He was
Getting down to the three of them.
fucking crazy.
All right, can I move on to next chapter?
Is it
Let's
the last
go.
This is the very last one.
one?
Chapter 8. When it's finally down to the three of them, Kawada seemingly turns on Nanahara and Noriko, and as the screen goes black, we hear gunshots. The game is now declared finished. All the military leave the island except for Katana. Kawada finally makes his way to Katana, and they sit and talk for a bit. Kawada reveals that he actually didn't kill the two and tricked Katana in believing that he did because of the microphones on the collar. Kawada had figured out beforehand how to hack the collars to turn them off. The two of them enter the room and aim their guns at Katana. Katana is shot by Nanaharu, and the three of them escape on a boat. Kawada succumbs to his wounds on the boat and dies. It flashes to a near future and shows a screen explaining that the two are now wanted criminals. The movie ends with us seeing the two on the run, Noriko wielding the pocket knife that Nobu used to stab Katano in the beginning. And then there's some random flashback scenes at the end that I'm not going to talk about.
They just like re-showed all of the flashbacks.
I was like, I know. I already saw that.
Remember.
Wanted criminals? Didn't you want them to kill people? Wasn't that the whole?
I think it was for the teacher.
Yeah, because the teacher wasn't a part of the game, so.
Oh.
I'm so tired.
I was very confused though, like when Headband, the teacher just doing his little exercises on that table to a radio. I was like, what is happening? What is happening? What happened to the original plot of the
movie?
And I didn't understand like why the military left. Like you would think that you would gather him up and like take it all away, like it would be a thing. Like, but it's like no, you can just get off the boat like when you're done. Like
he was like, I'll be here, jazzercising. I was like, okay,
it's cool. I was just like,
I love his like reveal, like dramatic reveal of like his little painting. I was like,
painting.
So weird.
Good job, buddy. Do you want a gold sticker? I don't.
Did it.
Yay! That's a nice drawing. It's pretty colors, buddy.
I also thought about this scene that would have been like a cool like reveal, like if Noriko was getting some kind of like special treatment throughout, like if you saw like little hints of it, like special weapons or something, because like why does he have his painting? Like was he expecting her to win? Like you weren't giving her anything.
You gave her an
umbrella. Like that would have been kind of cool, like to have that reveal, like a
reveal.
End. Yeah, so like you could think, oh, I need to go back and like watch all the hints that he gave her or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
he doesn't do shit to help her.
Yeah.
So it just feels like okay.
Was he just
he was just like hoping that she would be the last one. Like
he gets shot like 20 times and he gets up and he's like, I gotta make a phone call.
It's like call.
And he like sits on the couch and is like,
yeah, I thought it was gonna be like a reveal that he was also wearing a bulletproof vest.
Yeah, me too.
He was just like totally fine. I was like, oh.
He also eats his candy and then
I was like, can I have one of these cookies? Because they're apparently good as hell.
So good.
Yeah, how good are these cookies?
I just love how he takes a bite of the cookie and he sits back and just
also so the like final little flashback, whatever, we get them eating the creamsicles on the riverbank, and now this time you can like hear what he's saying. And I was just so confused because I was like, is this movie trying to imply that the moral is adults should be allowed to slap kids around and make them scared so that kids will behave?
Yes.
Like, are we promoting that?
I mean, I am.
Sure.
I want to slap kids personally. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like I want to slap kids, and then she made that comment about like I kept the knife that
I kept the knife that guy stabbed you with,
and I treasure it. And I'm like,
and he goes, what should an adult say to a kid? Oh, and it just ends there. And I was like, I don't know. What should you say?
That whole like,
what's the moral of the movie? I'm so confused.
I was so out at that point.
That whole creepy relationship, like, I hate it. It's gross.
Why are you unnecessary creamsicles on the riverbank together?
Like that is a child. That is a child. You were an adult, like you.
So, I just like the whole movie. I think I was kind of expecting a reveal. Like the moral is like adults should try to understand kids better. Kids aren't innately like evil or violent, like kind of a Lord of the Flies type thing.
Yeah.
And the adults are like, oh shit, it's not like kids are bad nowadays. It's, a societal problem or something. But no, it just ends with him being like, back when I was allowed to slap these kids around, they actually listened to me. And then I wasn't allowed to do it. And then I got stabbed. And I was like,
damn, I'd sure love to slap a kid again.
Yeah, I was like, is that the moral of the movie?
Slap kids around.
The fact that they were like on the run at the end, I was just like,
the last section of the movie is like I was already out, but then I was shutting the door very, very
literally I was like, can this please end? Because again, it like brings back the question of there are clearly some people that know that it's happening, because I feel like if you, okay, let's say two of you are able to re-enter society, you'd just be like, we escaped the murder island and we like killed the guys that took us there, and everyone would be like, yeah, you're good. Like, I don't understand why they were like wanted criminals afterwards.
Well, this is it's like a law, like it's a battle royale. Like so
they broke the law.
Yeah, they broke the law.
I did.
Well, this movie was stupid.
It was stupid, but I loved
agree,
it.
bestie.
I'm the same. I thought it was stupid and I loved it. I didn't love it as the first time I watched it. I think a lot should have been cut out and it would have been better, but I still enjoyed it. Like
it was goofy as all hell.
Yeah.
I loved the editing and the acting. It was just so dumb. I was like, who would react this way in this situation?
It's so over the top. I love it.
No one.
All right, well that was Battle Royale. And next on our list is Miss Siberia.
Hi. Okay, so mine is coming straight to you from Austria.
Oh.
The 1997 thriller Home Invasion. It has a 71 critics, 83% audience.
On Rotten Tomatoes?
Is Funny Games.
Funny Games?
Funny Games, yes. And if you don't know anything about it, don't look it up. Okay. Just watch it.
And it's in German?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
That's certainly one that I've heard of, but I don't.
Where can we watch Funny
Okay, yeah,
Games?
I haven't.
On HBO Max.
HBO? Okay.
You mean Max?
It's
Who's
called
HBO?
Max.
We
Okay,
don't
yeah.
know HBO. We only know Max.
I've watched the 2007 one. I haven't watched the 1997 one.
Funny Games?
Well, it's almost a shot-for-shot remake, so it's kind of the same thing. But I think the German one is better.
Okay.
I feel like original, like, foreign films are almost always better than any American remake.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to rewatch this movie because this is also one that I've heard. This is why I don't want you guys looking it up, is I've heard it like loses impact on the second watch.
Okay. So you gotta go in blind.
So I personally remember loving it, but I don't remember much about it, and I'm not gonna look it up so I can try and have that like again.
Yeah, the first watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the 2007 one has bad reviews. That's why I was like, I don't remember liking that one. But maybe maybe this one will be better.
Yeah, the German one has quite high reviews.
Yeah, that one does compared to the other one. Yeah, so maybe I'll like this one. Okay.
I just saw it said psychological, which I love a psychological.
Yes.
So I want you to psych me up.
1997 version.
Okay.
1997.
It's
On
the
HBO
one.
Max.
On Max.
I'm excited because I was gonna pick Veronica, and then I looked it up, and I don't love it as much as I remember I loved it.
I'm really glad you didn't pick Veronica, because when you said that, I was like,
you just don't like a demon possession, so I don't want to hear it.
I don't really like demon possessions
I
either.
love demon possession.
I do too. We're a house divided.
Me and Siberia. Oh, don't wait till we get religious. Me and Siberia come back to it.
Okay, so yeah, you can find Funny Games on Max, and we will see you next week. We will.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.